it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. It is time to take a look at day 6 of the 13 Days of Craftoween from Spellbinders. Are you enjoying this so far? I know I am. I am loving all of the goodies that are in here so far. So I hope that you are too. And if you've missed any of the days, I've got a playlist linked below so that you can take a look at everything that we've done so far, and then you can refer back to it to see what we come up with later.
Here we go. So excited. Drum roll. Oh my gosh. What a cutie. It's a little skeleton dressed as a witch. Oh my goodness. That is totally adorable. I love the cauldron. Oh. Shall we start making our project? Let's get to it. I die cut all of my pieces off screen, and I also added the 2 little black dots that are the negative space for the hip bones, and I also glued on the cheeks for the skeleton. They're so tiny, I needed to put them on. I used YR00 to color the cheeks, and it was just black cardstock for the little negative space for the hip bones. Now I have YG11, and we're going to color in the brew for the cauldron. I left that in the rest of the cardstock. I just left it in place just so that it was a little easier to color in. If it falls out, it's really not a big deal. You can always color it when it's not attached to anything. I just figured it was such a small piece, it was easier to leave in there. Now I have YR23, and I'm going to color in the broom. You can obviously color this, cut this out of colored cardstock, but I just didn't feel like fishing around for the right shade of straw for the broom. So I just decided to use white. And now I have E35, and I'm going to just add a little bit of shading detail. Now you might have seen that I also went around the edge, and that's just to make it look a little bit more finished off so that there's no white showing. And now I'm going to grab the BV, I forget what, I'll show it in a second. And we're coloring not only the band that goes around the broom, but also the band for the hat. So I have BV13 and BV17. I decided to just do one side with the BV17 because I liked how it was shaded like that. It's going to be kind of tucked behind the skeleton if you were to follow the picture as it is, which is what I did for this today. So I just added shadow to one side, but on the hat band, I'm going to do both to make it have like a rounded edge or effect, I should say. Tongue-tied today, you guys. I'm tongue-tied. So what are you thinking of the 13 days of Craftoween so far? Are you having fun? Are you crafting along? What are you making? Which day is your favorite so far? I think day 2 is my favorite so far, but I'm loving this guy. He's just so cute. But there's something about that steampunk crow, and I'm just crazy about it. So now I'm just gluing down the hat band and the broom band. I did cut the broomstick out of brown cardstock. I just happened to have the right color on my desk, so I used that. And I'm just going to let that sit off to the side. And gluing all of these pieces together is not very tricky. The hardest parts I did off camera. That was the cheeks and the negative space for the hip bones. But everything else is pretty straightforward. It might be a little fiddly with the brew coming out of the cauldron, but you can definitely omit that. You don't need to use that part at all if you don't want to. You can just leave it as a little cauldron that's waiting to be filled with candy. So now I'm just pushing all of this together. He's really easy to just figure out where his parts go. I do want to note that there is one main arm and then one overlay for the arm. So you can see I'm going to grab those now. So the base of the arm is going to be white. The overlay is going to be black so that it looks like you could see his arm bone. You're going to die cut that twice. Obviously, he needs 2 arms, and when you put the arms the way they are in the picture with one up and one down, it's not going to look like the thumbs are in the wrong spot. If you were to put both arms down, it would look a little weird. So just make sure that you have one up. Otherwise, you can maybe cut the hand off and flip it over so that the thumbs are both going in the right direction if the arms are down. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm just putting the rest of him together. Gonna put some on the bottom of the hat so that it goes on his head. If you don't want to use the hat and the broom and the cauldron, you don't have to. You could just make a cute little skeleton and call it a day. But I thought all of these little accessories were just so cute. I couldn't not use them. So here I'm putting one arm under the body and then one arm on top. I don't know if you need to do that. I mean, that's not really how the body is. But since it's not a real skeleton, I figure what the heck, we'll just go with that. I don't know, I thought that it looked better that way in my head. Do it how you like. Cauldron is going under the hand, and I put a little bit of glue just on the handle itself as opposed to the hand so that it didn't get glue oozage everywhere, whereas here I put it on the hand and yep, it oozed. But that's okay. So he is all put together and dried, and I think he's so darn cute. This is a roll-off print that I had from a recent gel printing session, and I loved it, so I decided to use that. I'm using my pencil just to go around the edge of my tag, and now I'm just going to cut this out. I wound up trimming it a little bit later on just because I had a teeny bit of overhang, but that's actually better. You know, if you want to cut it larger than the tag and then just cut off the excess, that's okay. I just like to save my pieces and keep them as big as possible so I can use them for many things. So now I've got a hole punch. I'm going to just quickly punch that right out so that we will still have the hole in our tag. And I'm just going to glue this paper down to the tag itself. I decided to keep my background really simple this time. I was thinking about stenciling on top of it. I was thinking about splattering and using distress ink to kind of add some texture with the pad itself, maybe ink blending on the edges, but I just liked it the way it was. I really just wanted the focus to be on the skeleton, and I was so happy with the texture that was on that roll-off print that I really just didn't want to do anything to it. I just like it how it is. It's just cool. That was done with acrylic paint, by the way, in case you were wondering. So I've got him arranged, and now I'm going to figure out where I want my sentiment, and I'm using the one that they have listed on the card piece that this day comes with, have a bone rattling Halloween, and I'm using my Nocturne VersaFine Clair, which is my favorite black ink, and I'm just going to stamp it right there. No need to do it twice. Came out perfect the first time. A little bit of glue on this fella, and we're going to attach him to the tag. I also didn't add any other things like sequins or anything like that. I don't know, I just liked it. Is it too simple for you? Do you think it's fine the way it is? I'm very happy with it. I grabbed this really, really old adornment set from EK Success, and I've got this fabulous sparkly fiber, and I was going to use that for my loop, and then I was like, you know what? We need more than one. So I decided to get another piece of that same fiber, and I'm going to cut it again. It's like an eyelash yarn. It's so pretty. It's got just enough sparkle, and I really love that shade of green. So I'm just going to do exactly the way I've been doing it all of the other days of the week, coming in from the back, looping it through, and then pulling out the tails. And look at that. Just a little bit of fun right there. I think it's so cute. So that's the tag for today. We are through day 6. So I'll be back tomorrow with day 7. If you've missed any of these so far, you can definitely make sure you go check out my playlist, and I will see you tomorrow. Be well, stay safe. Peace out.